Good morning students, myself Chaitra. So I am going to take science for you people. So let us start the class with the previous knowledge that you have studied in the last classes, that means in the 6th standard. Well students, you know and you have studied that food is essential for all the living organisms, because the food that we are going to eat in our day-to-day life, it consists of some important components that is necessary for our body. So then which are those components that is needed for our body? They are proteins, vitamins, minerals, fats, carbohydrates, water, etc. So these food components we are going to call it as nutrients. So these components we are going to call as nutrients. So the nutrients is essential for all the living organisms to survive. The few seconds later I told that food is essential for all the living organisms. Hence, the plants are the living organisms that can able to prepare their own food. Then the animals, but the animals and we means the human beings, we cannot prepare our own food. We depend either directly or indirectly on plants for food to survive. Then the question arises, how the plants are going to prepare their own food? Where are the food factories of the plant located? Whether the food is prepared in all part of the plants or only in certain part of the plants. And the next question arises, how the nutrients get entered to the plants, then how the nutrients get transported in the plants. To know answers for these questions, so we shall start the first chapter in science, that is nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. Well students, by eating varieties of food, we get the essential nutrients into our body. These nutrients helps the living beings to develop their body. It helps for the growth of the body. It helps the living organisms to repair their damaged parts, and it also provide energies to carry out the life process. But here today we are going to study about the mode of nutrition in plants. Today we shall study about the mode of nutrition in plants. Well, I told that the plants are the living organisms which can prepare their own food. How they are going to prepare their own food? Just by using the raw materials present in the surroundings. Then the question arises, which are those raw materials that is available in our surroundings? They are water, minerals, carbon dioxide, sunlight, etc. So these are the raw materials that is available in our surroundings. With the help of these raw materials, the plants are going to prepare their own food. Now I told that today we are going to study about the mode of nutrition in plants. There are two modes of nutrition in plants. They are, one is the autotrophic autotrophic nutrition, and another one is the heterotrophic nutrition. Once again I will repeat, there are two modes of nutrition in plants. So one is the autotrophic nutrition, either you can call it as autotrophs, and the second one is the heterotrophic nutrition, either you can call it as heterotrophs. Here I am going to write it on the board, autotrophic nutrition, and the second one is heterotrophic nutrition. Here first we shall learn what is the meaning of autotrophic nutrition, or you can also call it as autotrophs. Now first we shall learn the definition of autotrophic nutrition. Here the name itself tells that auto means self, trophic means nutrients. Auto means self, trophic means nutrients. Then what is the definition of autotrophic nutrition or autotrophs? Is the mode of nutrition where the organisms prepare their own food by using the simple components. They are called as autotrophs. I am going to write the definition. You just observe it carefully. The mode of nutrition where organisms prepare their own food using simple components or using simple substance. The very best example for autotrophs are plants, because the plants are going to prepare their own food. Here I have written the simple substance. Simple substance means the raw materials. So a few seconds later I told which are the raw materials, that is the water, minerals, carbon dioxide and sunlight. So with the help of these substances the organisms will prepare their own food, hence they are called it as autotrophs, or you can call it as autotrophic nutrition. So the next we shall learn about the meaning of heterotrophic nutrition or heterotrophs. Here heterotrophs. Here heterotrophs, the name itself tells that hetero means others, trophs means nutrients. Then what is the definition of autotrophs or autotrophic nutrition? Means the mode of nutrition where the organisms depend on other organisms for food. They are called as autotrophs. I am going to write the definition. You just observe it carefully. The mode of nutrition where organisms depend on other organisms for food to survive. They are called as heterotrophs. Then example for heterotrophs are animals, then human beings. then fungus, bacteria. So these are the examples for heterotrophs. Heterotrophs cannot prepare their own food. It depends on other animals for the food. Till now we have studied the two mode of nutrition, that is, one is the autotrophic nutrition and another one is the heterotrophic nutrition. So before going to the next topic, I want to give an introduction about, I am going to give a few introduction about the cell along with the diagram. Here, well students, you know that the buildings are made up of bricks. In the same way, our body is made up of tiny units. Our body is made up of tiny units. We call it as cell, and these cells cannot be observed through our naked eyes. It cannot be observed through our naked eyes. It can be seen under the microscope. If you want to see the cell, you can see under the microscope. There are some organisms which consist of only one cell, single cell and the head. So they are called unicellular organisms. Here uni means 100, right? So the next, there are some organisms which consist of many cells. They are called as multicellular organisms. Multi means many cells. Those organisms which have many cells, they are called as multicellular organisms. Even we, the human beings, are the examples of multicellular organisms, because our body is not made up of one type of cells. It consists of different types of cells. Now I am going to draw the simple diagram of the cell. I am going to draw the simple diagram of the cell, but I am going to label the three important parts of the cell. The three important parts of the cell. You just observe. Here, yes, if you just, this is the simple rough diagram of cell. There are so many cells, that is plant cell and animal cell. Here I have written a just simple rough diagram of a cell, but I am going to label the three important parts of a cell. The very first one is the outer layer. So this is the cell is covered by a outer thin layer, very thin layer, and this layer we call it as cell membrane. Cell membrane. This is the thin membrane which encloses the cell na ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಇದು enclose ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Then if you just observe the center of the cell, there is a spherical like structure. If you just observe the cell, there is a spherical like structure, and you call this as nucleus, This nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like substance. This nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like substance, and you call this as cytoplasm. So here we have drawn the very rough diagram of a cell, but we have labeled the three important parts of the cell. One is the cell membrane, and another one is the nucleus, and the last is the cytoplasm. So this is the few lines about the cell. Now we shall move on to the next topic, that is how the plants are going to make their food. Here Leaves are the main food factories. Here the leaves are the main food factories of the plant. So most of the raw materials get stored in the leaves. The raw materials means the minerals, waters that is present in the soil. It is get absorbed by the roots and it is transported to the leaves. Again, the carbon dioxide which is present in the air, it is absorbed by the tiny pores. It is absorbed by the tiny pores which is present on the surface of the leaves. So that tiny pores we are going to call it as stomata. We call the tiny pores as stomata, and this stomata is surrounded by guard cells. The stomata is surrounded by guard cells. Here I am going to repeat once again. You listen it carefully. Leaves are the food factories of the plant. Whatever the raw materials get stored in the leaves. The raw materials like the soil, the raw materials like minerals, the salts which is present in the soil get transported to the leaves and get stored in the leaves. Even the carbon dioxide that is present in the air get absorbed by the or it is get absorbed by the tiny pores on the leaves which is present on the surface of the leaves. So that tiny pores we are going to call it as stomata, and these stomata is surrounded by guard cells. Well students, these stomata or guard cells we cannot see through our naked eyes. So if you want to see the stomata or guard cells, you have to take the section of the plant. Then this section of the plant should be observed under the microscope. Now I am going to write the diagram, rough diagram of stomata and guard cells, how it looks when it is observed under the microscope. How it is going to look when it is observed under the microscope. So this is the rough diagram. Here this is the stomata and these are the guard cells. Guard cells. Here the stomata is surrounded by the guard cells. If you just observe the section of the leaves under the microscope, you will going to see the stomata and guard cells like this. And also I told that the minerals and the water get transported to the leaves through the vessels. Here vessels means they are the tiny tube-like structures or pipe-like structures. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು just pipe ಅಥವಾ tubes ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, and it runs throughout the root. It runs throughout the root, stem, branches, then to the leaves. So these are the vessels or the tube or pipe-like structures which run from root to the stem and then to the branches and then to the leaves, and it supplies the nutrients or it make a passage for the nutrients to the leaves. It makes a vessels make a passage to the nutrients passes through the nutrients to reach the leaves. So till now we have studied that the mode of nutrition in plants. So one is the autotrophic nutrition and another one is the heterotrophic nutrition. Then after that I have given some introduction to the cells, and after that we have discussed how the plants are going to prepare their food. In the next class I am going to explain about the process of photosynthesis. Thank you.